Welcome back. We are playing some more Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013 modded for greatness. This time around, Harbinger took what we know from the Magic 2 or Duels of the Planeswalkers 2014 and recreated the Chant of Mul Daya deck, which is going to be in that in that game. We get to see, let's call it somewhat of a preview of things to come. So it's going to be very rampy. It's going to be interesting. Eye of Ugin, is that in there? In there? All right. That makes Eldrazi spells really cheap. All right. Search. Okay. All right. Interesting. Rampant growth. Here's some ramping. Here's Farhaven Elf. Also ramp. Oracle of Mul Daya. More ramping. Terastodon. More nuttiness. By the way, I think they changed some of the core rules of Magic, and instead of this whole additional land thing, um, um, they changed Oracle of well, not only Oracle of Mul Daya, but they changed the rules so a card like this gives you plus one extra land drop instead of an additional land. So you can't just bounce Oracle of Mul Daya and then play it again and then be able to drop a third land this turn. This card only, as far as I understand, lets you play an additional land, and if it's off the table, then of course you're not getting penalized for having played your second land this turn. But if you play it again, she just enables that second land drop which you've already used. So yeah, there goes that combo. Anyways, let's move on. So Eye of Ugin is pretty much a dead card until I get some Eldrazi cards. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Tribal sorcery. All is dust. Each player sacrifices all colored permanents he or she controls. This is the kind of card which makes a lot of sense in colorless decks. Harbinger made... Did I say that Harbinger made this deck? I think I did. He made a colorless deck as well, where this card is obviously pretty good in. In this one, you're sacrificing everything you have, but at that point you should be sitting with some sweet Eldrazi creatures that are dominating the game. I'm not a huge fan of Eldrazi's because some of them are very non-interactive, and I don't like cards that are non-interactive. I hate that. Hate when you can't do stuff with them. Here's another one of the new lands that he made, by the way. Looks nice. This looks very Celestian, and this looks very something-ish. I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's ramp up some more. It's basic lands, right? Yeah. Boing. Bum bum bum. So, I'm guessing I'm just gonna be ramping for the next few turns. I think maybe Oracle of Mul Daya next turn. Alright. Baroni. You're full of Baroni. What do we have here? Fierce Empath. What a name. 3-cost 1/1. When Fierce Empath enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost 6 or greater. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Alright, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I can cast Eldrazi creatures from. That's not gonna cut it. Nope. Oh, Moroi. That's Moroinic. I am considering though just casting all this dust when I can. No. Not this time around. Okay. Rites of Flourishing. Okay. Alright, fuck it. Let's do this. Go get us... we can see what we have. We have Ulamog's Crusher. Attacks each turn if able, and it has Annihilator. So that's one of the lesser Eldrazi. We have It That Betrays, which is completely nutty. It's a 12 cost 11/11 Annihilator 2. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card onto the battlefield under your control. So you do that every time, you know, like Annihilation pretty much forces your opponent to do that, to sacrifice things. Vigor is a 6 cost 6/6 trample. If damage would be dealt to a creature you control other than Vigor, prevent that damage. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented this way. When Vigor is put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its own owner's library. Think it is in the same line, or it's in the same cycle of cards as Hostility, Purity, I forget the other ones, but you know, those elemental incarnations. Purity is in Celestial Light, and Hostility is in Born of Flames. Artisan of Kozilek, 9 costs 10/9. Whenever you cast, or when you cast Artisan of Kozilek, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's nice. If only I could cast any of these spells, that would be maybe. I need either 2 islands, 2 forests, and then I get to cast Primeval Titan, or I need 2 forests or whatever, and I can cast Ulamog's Crusher. Let's go for the Crusher here. If I'm lucky, it'll work out. Plow under, search your library for up to 2 forest cards, put them onto the battlefield, then put them onto your battlefield. Onto the battlefield. Not tapped. Okay, good to know. Of course, I am playing with the full set of, I guess, 75 cards here, so that's what happens when you go in blind. Mask of Riddles, awesome. So I won't even be able to block the Baroni. Oh, okay. Damn you, Dimir. I don't, you know, one thing that really annoys me about, Rogue's Gallery is that it doesn't feel like the creatures doesn't feel like Dimir creatures. So, do I want to play All Is Dust? What did I draw? I drew this. What am I drawing next? Hey! Target, you bastard! Here we go. All is another one. All right. Then I definitely want to be playing it. Let's swing in first. Of course, it'll slow down my. It will slow down my ramping. Of course, well, I do have Farhaven Elf, and I have Plow Under. Yeah, I could play Plow Under and be able to play the Crusher the turn after, because that will bring me to 7. Which could also, you know, I could cast Pelaka Worm instead. This bastard. Rogue's Gallery doesn't really deal all that well with huge creatures like this. If only it was a 2 cost, then I could play both. Alright. Wait, what? Hold on. Search your library for up to 2 force cards and then put them onto the battlefield. Let's see what this nonsense is about. On top of my library? Am I about to screw myself? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Why did that happen? Plow Under. Search your library for up to 2 force cards and then put them onto the battlefield. Well, interesting. Then I know what I'm drawing the next few turns. Huh? Okay, so that doesn't work. That's perfect. Great. Man, come on. Now I guess I kinda have to do this again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You fucking asshole. But if I play Farhaven Elf, well, it will give me a blocker, of course. But I'll have to shuffle my deck and nice. Let's take that. And I know I won't be getting the other land there, but yeah, whatever. I can play all this dust. Hopefully draw a land soon. So that was great. Nice way of screwing yourself. I don't mind this though. Do not mind this at all. He's not gonna be happy when he sees what drops, what hits the table. And even with me screwing myself, I'm not really far behind. Alright, so I can actually play Ulamog's Crusher, but before I do that, let's just wipe the board. There we go, there we go. And one more for the Pelaka Worm. Alright, Invisible Stalker, you've been great. What is that? Followed footsteps. Awesome. Awesome to the max. Oh, nice. Let's start out by playing this. And I can play the invisible. Oh, sorry. I can play Pelaka Worm next turn. So Ulamog's Crusher will slow his roll a little bit, at least. Hopefully. I don't think he can. I don't think he can gain his footing fast enough, but he might want to. What are you gonna make your Invisible Stalker even more unblockable? You bastard! Artisan of Koselek. Nice. What do I have down here? All right, I think I'm just gonna play the Pelaka Worm though. It has to attack. Oh, okay. Not that I wasn't gonna attack, but still. All right, so he's down to 5 cards or 5 lands. That's pretty good. And there we go, making the race really unfair. Of course, now he can play his Baron Spite if he wants. If he wants, then I'll sack the Ulamog's Crusher, play the Artisan of Koselek, and get myself some more life. So, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. What is that? Tangle. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Marrow Shards deals 1 damage to each attacking creature. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, let's swing in. Do some damage here. Oh, is that right? Is that right? Alright. Another one. Well, I guess I lose my Pelaka Worm. Interesting. I get another one. Another Tangle. What a tangled web we weave. Yeah, why not? Let's get that back. Just to make it fair. So you see a pattern here, right? He swings in with those. That's weird and annoying. To the battlefield even. Wow. I thought he just bounced it to my hand. That's like 7 different kinds of unfair. Don't think you have much to do, pal. Let's just get it over with. Yeah, that's what I thought. And death to you. All right, so that was the Chant of Mul Daya deck, or the closest thing we have to a complete Chant of Mul Daya deck so far, but it's probably gonna be along those lines. Mul Daya is a clan of elves which dwell in what's it called? Zendikar, where the which is the plane where the Eldrazi reside. And was unleashed. So a lot of these cards are going to be from the Zendikar block, I guess it's called. Not entirely sure. I have Ugin, obviously one of them. You see a Hedron right there. So if you know Hedron crap from, if you guys are familiar with this, then I'm sorry for the redundancy. But for those of you who've only played Duels of the Planeswalkers, this might be interesting. Anyways, this is a Hedron. I'm not entirely. I think it is used to tie down the Eldrazi or something like that. Either that or they came from the Eldrazi. Not sure. Or it's some kind of puzzle. I have no idea. I'm not that familiar with the lore, but Hedron crap, for example, from Dream Puppets is the Hedron that it's holding is part of the whole Zendikar Eldrazi lore thing. So you have that. You have 29 lands and 75 cards in the deck. You have a lot of fatties. And on your way to be able to drop those fatties, you get stuff like Green Sun Zenith, so you can go get the fatty when you have the mana. You have Skewed Mob, which is an early drop, and we know it from, I believe it's in Sepulchral Strength, and it just becomes bigger and bigger, and it shouldn't be a problem for you to get to land drop 5. Rampant Growth, you have 4 of those. You have 2 Tangle, because what a tangle web we weave. That's some weird, really weird art here. Anyways, that would have been awesome against the Invisible Stalker, not gonna lie. You have 4 Farhaven elves, which are gonna ramp you even further. Have Fierce Empath, which are gonna go get you that fatty that you need. You have 4 Gracing Glade Hearts, which are gonna get you a lot of life. You have Rites of Flourishing, also rampish, and also helps you with the card drawing. It also helps your opponent though. Elvish Piper, of course. This is one of my favorite slash least favorite cards, because it makes it possible for you to drop a 12 drop or a 15 drop like Emrakul. That betrays, I think it's called, for 1, and that's simply not fair. Oracle of Mul Daya, have 3 of those. You have Vengevine. You have 2 Bountiful Harvest. So all of this land gaining tricks like the Gracing Glade Heart and the Bountiful Harvest is to help you get on your way to being able to drop those fatties. Plow Under, which doesn't work, I'd like to point out. I'm not sure where that is from. It could have been a good card though, if it did work. Then you have the Primeval Titan, which are great creatures on their own, but or a great creature on its own, but it is it is definitely a ramp card first and foremost. I like the flavor text because of the unintentional humor in it. When nature calls, run. Well, when nature calls, you have to go pee. So I don't know. Vigor, already talked about it. It's some kind of yak mixed with a tortoise. So a Yardis or something like that. All is dust, pretty good removal, especially if you have Eye of Ugin, or like in really dedicated Eldrazi decks, you might run a few Eye of Ugin. I don't know if it's a legendary land. There's also another one that helps you out with Eldrazi spells that gives you 1 colorless if you tap it, or if you tap it to play Eldrazi spells, it gives you 2 colorless. All of this stuff to ramp your way up to something that seems like an expensive removal spell becomes a fairly cheap removal spell, and it's just a board wipe except for your colorless creatures or colorless creatures in general. Pelaka Worm, we know this guy. We have 3 of them in here, as if 2 weren't enough. Tooth and Nail is a classic. Choose one, search your library for up to 2 creature cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library and put up to 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Oh, wait. Yeah, one or the other. And you can play for its Entwine cost, which will make it a 9 cost spell, and you get to do both. You search for 2 creature cards and you play both of them. So that's pretty nuts. Then it's not that expensive anymore if you get to play 2 Eldrazi creatures with a combined casting cost of more than 20. Eldrazi Conscription, tribal enchantment, pretty fucking insane. 8 cost aura. And target creature gets +10/+10, has trample and annihilator. When it attacks defending player, it sacrifices 2 permanent. Well, that's annihilator right there, but +10/+10 and trample. Yikes! The barest taste of Eldrazi power shadows both realms and identities. Certainly, and wills. Terastodon, we know this guy already. There's 2 of them in there for some reason. Ulamog's Crusher. Pretty solid. I mean, it's one of the cheaper Eldrazi creatures, but the fact that you get to play for it, that it's an 8 cost in a ramp deck is it makes you make you able to drop it fairly early. And if you get an 8/8 with Annihilator 2 pretty early, then you certainly start messing with your opponent's side really quickly. Artisan of Kozilek, also nice when you it bounces a creature card back from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it's a 10/9, so that's also pretty nasty and disgusting. Final card in the deck is It That Betrays. Oh yeah, so Emrakul is not titled It That Betrays. Emrakul, just look it up. It's just fucking wow. It's nasty and it's simply no good. Of course, if you can drop a creature for 15, then you should be able to win the game more or less, but not if you have Elvish Piper to help you out, then that's completely unfair. Annihilator 2, whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card onto the battlefield under your control. Play that against that sacrifice deck I played the other day. I don't know if it's probably not in sequence, but I played a sacrifice deck as part of that the Firemine made, and it would be really, really fun to have It That Betrays in play against that deck. Anyways, this was Chant of Mul Daya, or a reconstruction of it. It's probably going to be a slight bit different, but it's pretty close to what we're going to see in Magic 2014, or Duels of the Planeswalkers 2014. I'm fairly sure that most of the promo cards are unlisted so far, but there's actually been card listings revealed on the official Wizards of the Coast Duels of the Planeswalkers forums. So I think there's at least 4, maybe even more decks revealed so far. So in their entirety with promo cards and so on. So go check that out if you don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm Multeyemeteor, and if you like this deck, if you'd like to see more, then write HARBiNGER in the commentary field. What am I saying? In the comments section. He might be open. I'm not gonna pressure him or put workload on his shoulders if he's if he doesn't want to do it. But there's, he made this deck. Maybe he or one of the other modders would be open to reconstructing some of the other decks with full reveals. So who knows? Anyways, leave a comment if you liked it. You can chat directly or indirectly with HARBiNGER if you have comments about the deck. So yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm Multeyemeteor. Later.